Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. This is Tommy. There's a few things I want to talk to you about that just happened last week. Now, I only had 3 swing alerts. I'm going to tell you why. I started the week off with HGSH, and this was really a 20% trade so far. I think this can go higher, but I alerted this on the 14th at $1.90, and this, as you can see, it trended up over a few days, and it hit a high of 224. Now, this was about a 20%, just under 20% alert. So this was one of the alerts that I had. And then I also alerted HUSA, which I alerted right here on Monday as well at $1.70. It's basically flat right now, but I see this trending potentially upwards. So right now, this was basically a flat trade. And the other swing that I had was a one-day hold where CLEU was alerted, and this was basically just a target of 480. I alerted this at about 410. And as you can see, the pre-market the very next day, this gapped up. It spiked over $5 briefly, but it hit 480 a couple of times, and then during market hours, it kind of pulled back. But the reason why I was so light on swing alerts last week was because there were so many IPO runners and bio pumps. It was just ridiculous. And I'm going to show you something that's very important. And a lot of times I'm not going to alert these things to my students because I have new traders and these are very, very risky plays. But one of the things that stood out to me was WNW. Now, this started on Wednesday and this thing just gapped and ripped, and there was a lot of people that were pumping this and talking about it. But if you look at this chart, and this is a 30-minute chart, this thing gapped up so much. It went from $10 all the way to 60, and this had multiple halts. Now, this is one of the hardest things that you can trade, right? So especially after a pump like this, I'm never going to swing alert this. So I focused on swing trades. Now, this was very much a great week for day traders, so I have to applaud any and all day traders out there. But for as far as what I'm looking at and the things that I teach, look at how risky this trade is. If you're not skilled, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have the right tools as a day trader, you can find yourself on the wrong end of a trade that could go against you. And this thing was very volatile. Now, it did close high on this day here, but then you might have been a little bit worried here because it did fall about $10 at the open, and then it spiked up to 160. Now, as you can see, this thing has really died off, from 160 all the way down here to like $73, $78 or so, and that's just the risk that comes with these types of trades. So another one that did a move was this one here. Now, this one was a little bit better than the other ones, YGMZ. So, again, nothing that I really alerted. I played this a little bit for some scalps successfully. But again, a lot of them were halted. You had a high here of $21 from a low all the way down here of $4, and then look where it ends up. So I want you guys to notice the theme and the pattern. After these things spike to these crazy highs, a lot of people get stuck, and they get stuck on these dumps, and this is why trading could be so risky if you don't know what you're doing. Another one was CYTH, which was one that I did mention in my room, a little bit over $4, $4.50 or so. Once this broke 5, I felt pretty comfortable with this trade here, but it was a little bit tricky here, especially in the after hours. But again, as you can see, even after I mentioned this thing went to $11, and then even during market hours, it was still up 100%. So it went from being up 100%, and look at where this thing fell to. This is almost back down to where it started. So these are the kind of things that I like to show everybody and educate people on. And the last one was SCPS, which was another one that this halted a few times. This was a crazy stock as well. But if you were able to get in this thing back here at 7, it gapped up in the pre-market and it just went all the way to $48. Insane moves, right? This was crazy. But if you look at this chart a little bit closer here, I'll even go to the 15-minute, you could see these breaks, these intraday gaps. These are halts. I mean, we have a lot of halts here, so you're fortunate if you're here and you're getting halted on the way up. But once you chase this thing, once you get that fear of missing out, you're in big trouble here because look at how far this thing dropped, all the way down. It dropped over $20. You're talking about a 50% loss there. Then you have a lot of panic selling. But the point that I'm making here, guys, is it was a phenomenal week for day traders. I applaud every one of you. It's the skilled traders, not so much the new traders. One of the things that I try to focus on is helping people protect their accounts because stuff like this can cause you to blow your account up real quickly. You might get lucky, but most times you won't. And every one of these here, as you can see, $47 all the way down to $20. So look, guys, again, it was a swing trade. It was a light swing trade week for me. I had a couple 20% winners. I was basically 3 for 3 with one being flat. So I'll take that here. And I went light on some scalp trades. But again, this was a day trade week for a lot of people here. So congratulations. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe. I'm going to have plenty more videos coming out for you. And I'll talk to you all soon.